What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Elisha. Here with a topic that's been on my mind for about a month and a half since my car accident. This video is going to be about the body image of taller and shorter trans men and how stereotypical cis male body image affects us as well. Since I got my car accident, I haven't been able to work out at all. Besides walking, they want me to walk. The chiropractor wants me to walk or whatever, but I haven't been able to do any weights, push-ups, sit-ups, none of that. So, since I haven't been able to do that, now when I watch the videos of the trans guys I subscribe to or follow on Tumblr, seeing them work out really kind of like makes me envious because I can't do it. And one of the things I started to notice was like a lot of these guys that I thought were my height, which is 5'10" or taller, are really a lot shorter than me. But they're just buff as hell, so their presence, their physical presence, make them look big in any type of venue they're filming in. And you know, that kind of like made me wonder, do taller men rely on their height to sort of, present this more masculine image than shorter trans men? And in a way, I think we do. I've seen quite a few taller trans men on Tumblr, and a lot of them are skinny guys who don't work out at all. Now, maybe they don't like to work out, or they're just not interested in getting buff, or whatever. But I've noticed that a lot of our shorter counterparts, excuse me, work out quite a bit. Like, they're really into getting buff and kind of um, building up their chest, their shoulders, their arms, their abs and stuff. And that just makes me wonder, like, do some of the media's kind of like ideal man stereotypes creep into trans men, the trans men community as well? We see a lot in magazines, GQs, and cosmopolitans and stuff like that, what the ideal guy is, and usually they're all tall with great bodies, and which is actually ironic because most of the actors that are in movies like Tom Cruise and all these people, they're really short compared to what we think the like the quintessential male physique is. Like, most people see him as 6 feet tall with nice muscle definition. But a lot of these actors are really short, and a lot of these models also are really short, as far as men go, compared to athletes and, you know, some of the guys that you saw in high school and college. A lot of guys are really short. And as I've traveled across the country for different reasons, school and work, I've noticed that most men, like cis men, are actually kind of short. They're usually between 5'7" and 6 feet. Whenever I've been around guys, I'm usually eye to eye with them, or at least, pretty damn close. In a lot of cases, I've been taller. And, I never really looked at that before. I did notice that traveling to the East Coast and in the South, the men were a little bit shorter than they were on the West Coast. And, or maybe it's just that, I'm not growing anymore, so now I start to notice kind of like, height differentials. But I noticed that even in bio males, the shorter guys tend to work out a lot more and are way more buff and defined than some of their taller counterparts. So I was wondering if that same type of logic is seeping into the trans community with trans men. I've noticed that a lot of the guys that I follow, like I said, are actually a lot shorter, but they appear taller because of their muscles. So I was just thinking that maybe taller trans men lean on their height to kind of like back up their masculinity versus muscles. After the facial hair comes in and your voice drops and your face starts to square off and you start to have that more of a guy look, Um, I think we tend to rely on our height quite a bit to kind of assert our masculinity to other people. Because I know when I'm out and about here in town, um, besides getting kind of like the, oh, that's a black guy type of thing, a lot of people kind of comment on how tall I am. And they usually ask me, how tall are you? Like 6'1", 6'2"? And then when I say, no, I'm only 5'10", they're like, well, gosh, you look a lot taller. I got that before I started transitioning too. So, and then some of the trans guys that I see that are shorter than me but are buff, I'm usually surprised when they say they're like 5'5" or 5'6", because they look so much taller with the muscles. So I was just thinking that maybe taller trans men rely more so on our height to assert our masculinity, whereas shorter trans men build up their muscles to assert that same presence that we have. And also, I was wondering, does that in turn kind of create a little man syndrome and a tall man syndrome in trans men? I've noticed a lot in the past that shorter men are kind of discounted by both men and women in a way. Um, they're kind of like seen as, you know, less desirable mates because you're going to have shorter children. They're seen as weaker because they're not as tall, which I think is ridiculous. I've even had like kind of, well, I've kind of had experiences where I've noticed that shorter men's opinions and suggestions and ideas were dismissed, but taller guys' ideas were kind of like, immediately accepted. And I've also noticed that like a lot of taller guys are seen as the guys that are funnier, and they're seen as more popular, whereas a shorter guy could say the exact same joke, and sometimes it doesn't play off as well. So I was just wondering, like, how do we as trans men who have been living trapped inside these female bodies, like, how do we break those stereotypes to be comfortable with the bodies we now have or the bodies you will have without having to buy into these male stereotypes? Self-love is very important in the trans community because for so long self-hate has been all we've known. Self-hatred has been kind of like the everyday existence for us. So how do we come into our new transition bodies and not feel the need to be compulsory in certain activities to gain the bodies we want, um, and to be happy with who we are? Not necessarily saying working out is bad or anything. It's not by any means. And if you're an avid, you know, gym goer, it's not a horrible thing. But I was just wondering if, well, I was just thinking like, if these stereotypes are being forced upon us ever since we were kids, for being in a body we didn't like, coming into a body that we are more comfortable with, and an image we are more comfortable with, you know, do we then buy into the stereotypes that have been forced upon cis men to have great bodies and whatnot? Just thinking, just rambling, just wanted to get that out, wondering how you feel about it. Do you feel, as a trans guy, compelled to work out in order to be, you know, this virile looking young man that the media says all young men should go out there and look like? Or do you feel like just transitioning the facial hair, the voice, the surgeries is enough? Um, what are your ideas on that? And do you feel that now, as you've transitioned or will be transitioning, that there's pressure now to become the quintessential male so that you fit in more, so that no one questions you? Because in some situations, I know some people are looking for ways to pass better, to not have anyone ever question. And so I was just wondering if those were some of the reasons that you work out or don't work out. Like me, I want to work out because I want a nice body, a nice masculine looking body with more muscles, because that's something I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be taller to fit into my family on the male side. I can't get taller, so I figure maybe I'll get some more muscles, to make me look bigger. And that's become my type of goal and why I want to. And also, yeah, the stereotype that, fit is better than unfit. To have the muscles looks better to the girls or whatever. And also looks better in bathing suits or just, makes your suit fit better or whatever. I buy into all that same shit too because I've been brainwashed about what a real man looks like and what the girls want or what you should want your body to look like. I buy into that shit just the same. But, it's just something I've been thinking about and like how do I find who I should be as a man and like concentrate on different things versus just my body? Is my body a distraction from issues that maybe I don't want to address? Or, when I get this great body, you know, what will be the next thing that I want to get? Will it be, you know, the nice cars and clothes and stuff? Will it continue? And is there a deeper underlying issue that I'm kind of like running from and distracting myself from? I don't know, just thoughts that I don't know, that I've been thinking about ever since March, seeing how I can't work out. So, well, no, was it March or was it April? I think it was April. Whatever. Ever since April, I guess, when I can't work out, since I can't work out, it's just been what I've been thinking about. But hit me up with your feedback if you want to, or don't. I hope that everyone is gonna have a good weekend, no matter what your maternal status is, no matter what type of issues you have with your parents or whatnot. I hope that everyone's weekend is great, and I hope to see you on Monday. Hit me up if you feel the need. I am always available to email about any issues. It could be anything. Some of the people that have hit me up just to say hi, how are you doing? And then we strike up these amazing conversations that are thought-provoking and lead to friendships. So don't be afraid. I'm a nice guy. I appreciate all of you, and I would like to send much love and comfort and blessings and prayers out to um, the family of Malcolm X. His grandson was killed today in Mexico. All the details aren't in, but he was writing 2 novels that he was looking to release, memoirs. At least one was a memoir, and I just really want to send love and peace out to them, and also to all of you, my trans family. So much love, and I'll see you on Monday.